Day number 5, curse story. I was rejected. And if there was an action that needs to be taken from yesterday that you didn't do it, make sure that you do it before you continue with this, because information is not going to change your life. If you want to change your life, change your action. If you want to change your destiny, change your story and change your action associated with that. You good with that? Okay. If you're listening to this video for the first time, this is a series, and you could go back and listen to the series before and after, right? So how do you handle this feeling that I was rejected? I was rejected. I was rejected. What do I do? Like, people are rejecting me left and right, and it's not ending. It's a never-ending process. Wherever I go, people reject me. I don't know why. I don't know what is wrong with me. Why is people rejecting me? Why are people rejecting me? What's wrong with me? And probably even God is rejecting me, because whatever I try to do, it's not working out for me. Life is so unfair to me. If you think like that, it's time to change that. And how do you do that? We have a simple methodology to change that. Because once you have, and we're going to do it together right now in this video, like, you don't need to go anywhere. You can do it right here, right? So what you do is you find out the underlying story behind it. I am rejected. So probably you had a time in your life when you're 13 or 14, and you're trying to probably connect with a girl or a boy, and all of a sudden they rejected you. Or maybe when you're 20, 21, you wanted to get a job, and then the potential employer rejected you. Or maybe you're trying to mate, and all of a sudden a person from the opposite sex or somebody who you are attracted to rejected you. Or you're rejected by a business partnership or something else. Or you're trying to sell your idea or a product or a service to somebody, and somebody rejected you. And all of a sudden you're carrying this rejection like a heavy 100-pound weight, like a 50-kilo weight in your shoulder or your head. And you're carrying that, and you cannot walk, and you want to walk fast, you want to run, but no matter what you do, you're like, I cannot walk. That is a story that we are going to change today. It's very easy. It's very simple. If you are willing to put your full commitment and full focus into it. Yeah. If you are willing to put your commitment and focus into it, write down that I am willing and I am going to put my full attention and focus here, because this is too important for me. You can write even, this is too important for me to overcome this feeling of rejection from my life. And overcoming that will help me to grow my business, to grow my career, and lead a fulfilling life. So let's get started. How do we change a curse story to a blessing story? I did an entire approximately 30-minute video on that. Go ahead and watch that later to understand the science behind it. I kind of covered a little bit of science there, but we are going to actually do it right now. The only thing that we need to do is we need to find a story, and the story has 3 levels. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and end. On an external level, on an internal level, a curse story has 3 elements, which is it has a meaning, it has an emotion, and it has a context. So this story that I'm rejected has the same elements too. So now when you think about I'm rejected, what do you feel? What is the meaning that you have? What is the meaning that you have? For most people, as I work with people from 15 different countries, that I'm seeing is they say, I'm not enough. That's the feeling that you're getting. Most people are getting. And if whatever feeling that you are getting, whatever meaning that you associated, I'm not good enough. That's why they rejected me. I'm not good looking enough. And you might say good looking. I'm not tall enough. I'm not old enough. I'm not young enough. I'm not man enough. I'm not woman enough. I'm not enough. That's what most people are feeling when they feel they're rejected. What do you feel? What is the meaning that you associated? I'm not worth it. I'm not worth accepting. What was it? It doesn't matter anymore, because that is not the meaning. That's a true meaning. That's not the true meaning, because there's no true meaning. Meaning is an abstract idea. Human brain, the human species, is a meaning-making machine. We can make meaning out of anything. I mean, if you look at Viktor Frankl, if you haven't read the book, Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, go ahead and read that. He was in Nazi concentration camp, and he was tortured every day. And then he said, one day he decided, I'm going to have more peace than a person who's torturing me. Imagine this. There's this Jewish guy on Second World War period, Hitler's like generals are like basically torturing him left and right. And he's going through this thing. He's deprived of oxygen. And then he's sitting there. He's experimented on all kind of stuff. And at the time, instead of feeling like, oh my gosh, why does this happen to me? He finds meaning. I'm not asking you to go through these experiences. I'm not asking you to experience like this either. But if you had experienced anything challenging that made you feel rejected, it's time to look at it in a different angle, just like Viktor Frankl did. What did he do? He said, you know what? I am going to focus on creating joy and liberty and freedom, more freedom than my oppressors, the people who are actually abusing and hurting us. At that point, he had more freedom because his meaning was generating freedom. And he said, one day I'll come out of this and then start sharing the story with the world so that this doesn't happen anymore. That was his meaning. What is your new meaning? People rejected you. What does that mean? It means you tried. You tried. You took initiative. You took action. That's what it means. People rejected you means maybe this is not the right person. Maybe universe had a bigger plan for you. The rejection could mean something else than you actually think it could be. Make sense? So what could this rejection mean to you? That's something that empowers you. What could it mean to you? Maybe the rejection was about claiming a higher destiny. Maybe you were rejected. Like I wanted to, like, you know, when I came to US for the first time, I wanted to take my MBA from Harvard. And then all of a sudden I did my GMAT. Like after 2 years, I studied pretty good, and still I thought, I visualized, I imagined and everything, tried to manifest, and I put like me walking through Harvard like halls and everything. I had pictures in front of me, everything, but still I didn't get in. Right? It's not only that I didn't get in, I was not even close to the mark. And and the idea was, once I get out of Harvard, I could make $100,000, $120,000. But the beautiful thing is, I didn't get into Harvard, but 1 year later, I was making more than $100,000. Does that matter I went to Harvard or not? I don't know. I don't think so. In my case, maybe it's important for you. So that rejection of not getting into one of the top schools in the world, that helped me to handle failure too. So we'll talk about that later, but the point is that rejection helped me. Initially, I was disappointed. Oh my gosh, what is this? Oh, I cannot. That's not going to serve you. Instead, you move on, change the meaning. What could this mean to you? What else could this mean to you? Because you have the choice to customize your menu. You go to like a Chinese buffet or an Indian buffet, where you might like Indian buffet. If you are in the US, if you are in India, you might like Chinese buffet. If you're in some part of the world, Thai, Lao, any buffet. If you go to a buffet, what you could do, you could customize your lunch the same way. Your brain, the neurons, they don't understand meaning. They don't understand meaning. Individually, they don't understand meaning. Collectively, you as a consciousness understand meaning. So, I mean, let me talk about this for a second. For example, if you have a cat in your house, cat is like, okay, he's a cat philosopher. He's thinking, what is the meaning of life? Why is life working like this? Why are all the cats like this and dogs like this? They don't have that. They don't have meaning for their life. They can just ask like simple questions like, how do I get some food? Okay, where is it smelling good? Okay, oh, okay, where can I be very cozy and sit down and relax? That's all the consciousness that a cat has. You have consciousness to create meaning for the experience. So you're not just experiencing life, you are creating meaning for this experience at the same time. So dynamically, you have an experience channel and you have a creation of meaning channel. And you change the meaning, the experience is different. Imagine, like, you know, when I was young, my neighbor's wife, her name was Tangama, and Tangama used to have this fascinating system, basically to fool kids, probably ants too. She would write like chili powder on like sugar. So there is this box that has sugar, and she'll write chili powder. And all of a sudden, the kids never look at it. They're like, oh, I don't want chili powder. Mama, where is the sugar? I don't know. The chili powder will say chili powder too. So all of a sudden, there's like way too much chili powders in the home. But kids are not that smart to figure it out, right? At least initially. But the ants can. Ant will be like, ant is like, oh my gosh, Tangama wrote down chili powder, so maybe I shouldn't go there, because they don't know how to read. So do you see the difference between two levels of species? Same way, your subconscious, if you change the label for the experience by changing the meaning of it, then it becomes a different experience altogether. But we are not stopping there. So let's find out what is the meaning for this rejection. What could it mean? So if you don't know, oh my God, I'm still feeling bad, I'm still feeling horrible. Understood. Relax. What could it mean? Ask this question. What could it mean that would help you move forward, help you to win bigger? Because ultimately, what it could mean to help you is the important thing. Anyway, you went through this suffering called rejection. You might as well use it for your benefit, yes? Or you want to waste that rejection that people gave, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, my life sucks. You could say like that, then all of a sudden what happens is you become a victim of life rather than a victor who claims destiny. Makes sense? That's why we change the meaning. So what's the new meaning? So we spent a lot of time on this already. I need to move on. What's the new meaning? What could it mean to you? What could it mean? What else could it mean to you? Write down in the chat. What else could it mean to you? Cool. Okay, let's go to the next step. What emotion are you feeling when you have this new beautiful meaning? What emotion could you feel? You feel there was a destiny? You feel like there was a grace in all that happened? That's what I felt. I didn't get into Harvard, so what? People from Harvard, they came and studied with me. Cool, right? I couldn't get into Wharton. People from Wharton came and studied with me. What a beautiful experience. So what could it mean to you? And what is the emotion you could feel? And when you feel this emotion, what is the context of this story? What's the new context of this story? What happened really all this time? Maybe you were like, all of it, you were judging. Why did I let this happen? Why did I let this person reject me, abandon me? The dad, the mom, the husband, wife, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the boss. Why did he abandon me? And why did I manifest this? Versus the context is about helping you become the human that you became. And when I work with like people from 15 different countries, this is one thing that people say. It helped me become who I am today. Because of that happened, I became tough. I became strong. I became capable. I learned how to walk my walk, talk my talk. I learned to be a profound human being. And you still think, oh my gosh, why did this happen? Because universe was asking you to be strong and competent and powerful and help you move to the next level as a human species. It was giving you a gift, and you were like, I don't want this gift. Of course, you got the gift already. Just take it and transform that into claiming your highest destiny. So that is a new meaning. So in summary, create this new meaning for rejection. It's about a bigger plan. It's a bigger movie that needs to be finished. Create a new emotion for this thing called rejection. And create this new context of grace, of a bigger picture that you were not seeing before. And have faith that you're going to get to that end destination that you always wanted. That destination, the journey to that destination is called destiny. Destination. We're getting to that destination by changing the story. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. When we come tomorrow, if you have a challenge related to another business partner cheated me. Now we are getting specifically into business. So a business partner cheated me. Somebody took advantage of me. Oh my gosh, people all around me, they're taking advantage of me. One person cheated. One person took money from me. One person was like, oh my gosh, like he did everything. He pretended to be nice and innocent, but she took complete advantage of me. He took my money and ran away. Did something happen? And then because of that person, I failed in my business. We're going to handle that tomorrow. But until tomorrow, what you do is you sit down and process this for a second. Your rejection had a beauty. Be grateful that you're rejected. You were rejected. Because of your rejection, you're able to find a new level as a human that helped you to become the you that you are currently right now. So put that in the chat and tell me, what was your feeling experiencing this with me? An amazing job being vulnerable to do this with me on this video, on this session. And I look forward to seeing you one day and hopefully hear your story. But until then, put that in the chat so that I get to experience the beauty of your life. See you tomorrow.